Hi, I'm Flintlock and Tomahawk Productions, and today we are going to be talking about reproduction 18th century hunting shirts and what to look out for when you get your own reproduction, or before you get your own reproduction. With me today, I have not one, but two reproduction 18th century hunting shirts. One is a much more contemporary example with some less than ideal and less than accurate detailing, and the other one is a more authentic recreation of an 18th century hunting shirt. I'll be showing them both off today, and without further ado, let us begin. First and foremost, we have our more contemporary example. That is to say, it is a more modern hunting shirt. The material it is made of is cotton canvas, which was not a material used in the 18th century. Canvas, if it's present at all, is to be made of hemp in the period. Cotton canvas is a modern material, and we mostly use it for paint covers and now for chintzy reenacting materials. It is not within standards, authenticity standards, for most, if not all, impressions in the 18th century. The stitching on the interior and all seams of this garment are machine sewn. Machine sewing did not come around until the 1850s, and, well, it's not appropriate for the 1770s. The general length of this hunting shirt here, it goes down to about mid-thigh. Hunting shirts, as we know in the 18th century, went to about your mid-waist, or right below your waistcoat. Where the skirt of your waistcoat ends, that's where your hunting shirt should end. This makes it too long to be appropriate for the American Revolutionary War period. Additionally, it has this very large falling collar on it. Falling collars like this aren't seen until the 19th century. 19th century hunting shirts, even then, will oftentimes have a stand-and fall collar or just a standing collar. And I'll go more into detail on 19th century hunting shirts in another upcoming video, but regardless to say, this collar is inappropriate for the 18th century. Additionally, the cape is much too large and it is not of an appropriate pattern for the 18th century either. It's far too wide, the cut isn't correct. Everything about this hunting shirt is inappropriate and are things that you should look out for. You need to make sure that when you get an 18th century hunting shirt, that it is of linen, it is at least hand finished, meaning that while the interior seams can be hand sewn, the interior seams can be machine sewn, the outer seams need to be those visible to the public and to you while you're wearing it on the outside of the garment. Those need to be hand sewn. Additionally, you need to make sure, like I said, it goes to your waist, the cape is of an appropriate pattern, and just generally that it follows the pattern and looks like an example from the 18th century, of which I will show you a better reproduction of a hunting shirt that's actually based off of a 1776 hunting shirt by a Mr. Captain Abraham Deryea, who fought at the Battle of Long Island. Anyways, let me show you the new one. Now, with our much more authentic example, like I said, this is made of linen. The pattern is taken from a 1776 original hunting shirt, so it comes from the waist. The sleeves are not quite as large, the cuffs aren't quite as large, they aren't held together by giant 1-inch pewter buttons, rather these are held together by, I would say, approximately half-inch bone buttons. It's constructed generally much more like the wagoner smocks that originated in agricultural practices before the 1770s, and that grew into the hunting shirt on the frontier of Pennsylvania and Virginia throughout the 1760s into the 1770s. The fringe is linen. Everything in here is hand sewn. Like I said, hand finished is what you should be looking for at the very least, but hand sewn is preferable. It ties at the top. The other example that I showed you did not have a tie. Rather, it was expected to be belted around the waist, which, while that is appropriate, you do see that, especially in some more recent discoveries of hunting shirts and whatnot, of depictions of hunting shirts. It's generally found that, for the most part, hunting shirts would have had ties or at least a button on the top in order to fasten them and give this appearance of effectively flowing down. The cape is of a different cut. It's much more angled here. It doesn't go straight down and across. Rather, it will angle off your shoulders, and it gives much more the impression that it's constructed like that cape of a greatcoat. Anyways, I apologize for this video being rather brief. I hope you guys stay tuned. I do have a upcoming video about 19th century hunting shirts and how we can move away from the traditional mountain man style hunting shirts that you see at modern rendezvous reenactments and War of 1812 reenactments today, and how we can move towards more accurate ones. If you guys have any questions about hunting shirts or anything 18th century related in general, I will try my best to answer them in the comments section down below. I appreciate you guys for coming out and watching, and as always, I'm Flintlock and Tomahawk Productions, signing out.